Season 2 of the Paradise Poker Tour is now well underway, and with successful stops in both Portugal and London, it was time for the tour to descend on Vienna and the Concord Card Casino to crown our third champion of Season 2. Each leg of the Paradise Poker Tour is a no-limit Texas Hold'em event. In Vienna, 338 runners took part with a buy-in of €550. Each player started with 15,000 in chips, and the top 36 players were paid. The third leg of the new tour was not to disappoint, as record numbers turned up in force, all hoping for a shot at the title and the €169,000 prize pool.
Vienna's been our biggest event to date, and we've had a capacity field with 338 runners. So these guys have travelled from all around Europe. It's a great value tournament, and they all want to be crowned the next champion.
The tour has become a truly pan-European event, attracting players from all over the continent.
The Paradise Poker Tour has become so popular because there are 6 stops across Europe and it's available locally to many. It has a relatively low buy-in that appeals to everyone. It is deep stack poker that is played over 3 days. The blind structure is fair, and most importantly, the guaranteed prize pool is always very attractive.
New faces, veteran poker players, and even a magician were there to try their luck.
It's a big event. Very good atmosphere, poker players from everywhere, and a big thing. Yeah.
I'm so excited. This is a great opportunity for me. I hope it's a great step to become famous.
You know, I'm a recreational poker player, so therefore this kind of buy-in tournament is absolutely perfect for me, and it gives me just the right level of competition, and the idea of the tour is just a wonderful idea.
Both me and my brother are playing here today.
This is my third time I came to a Paradise Poker tournament.
He qualified first, and I get a bit jealous, so I'll do it in the second day.
I went to Bulgaria and I went to London.
Players either bought in directly or qualified online at www.ParadisePoker.com. Through daily online events, players qualified for as little as €1 and won a €1,100 package that includes the buy-in for the tournament as well as spending money to cover both travel and accommodation.
Vienna is the poker capital of Europe. It all started here over 17 years ago, and so it's great to have the Paradise Poker Tour come here. For the Concord Card Casino Vienna, this is the biggest €500 tournament we've had here in the casino. The main reason to come to the Paradise Poker Tour for most players, I think, is the great structure, and for relatively cheap buy-in, €550, you get a real deep stack experience for which otherwise you'd have to pay €3,000 to €4,000. The tournament is played over 3 days, so there's time to play real poker, and you're never really in a situation where you have to just push and hope for the best.
Dealers, shovel up and deal.
The increased starting chip stacks and hour-long blind levels proved to have no influence over the action. Aggressively betting, bluffing and shipping their chips across the line, it was obvious that none of the players were afraid to gamble. Those favoured by Lady Luck remained seated, whilst the others were sent to the rail.
I'm out. Now I go supported my brother.
I want to make the proud of the family, yeah? And reach the final table.
By the end of day 1, we had lost over 200 players, and by the end of day 2, that number was reduced to just 18. Even with the final table within their grasp, there was no slowing down as action hand after action hand just kept on appearing. From a once packed out arena, the final 9 were taking shape, and the promising chip leaders were busy building their armies for the final battle. We were barely out of the starting blocks before we were down to 7. The unbelievably aggressive pace kept throughout the final table, each player ferociously backing his instinct, willing to gamble everything to defend his stack. But the cards were ultimately to decide the player's fate, and it wasn't long before we were down to the final 2. Heads up was not to last long, the decisive hand coming after Alexander Frund called Gabor Skriniar's all-in. It was Skriniar who came out in front, and the Hungarian high-stakes pro finished the job the very next hand, claiming the first prize and the title with a pair of 8s.
Obviously, I would be happy if I won the tournament, but second place is pretty good, and I got lucky a few times, so I can't complain.
I was very lucky. I got a great prize. The game was running good, and I'm happy about to be a winner here.
Qualifiers are already running for the next stop of the Paradise Poker Tour in Prague in March, and we hope to see you there.